This is the dream, right? This rolling sculpture. But let's be real, for 99% of you, sketching supercars in a notebook is as close as you will ever get to the real thing. And it's not because you're not talented, it's not because you don't have the passion, it's because the odds of becoming a car designer are insane. You literally have a better chance of playing the NFL than landing a job at a major car company. But the real reason you fail isn't what you think. It's because almost every single aspired designer makes the same critical mistakes. Mistakes that get their portfolio thrown directly in the trash. The car design industry is one of the most exclusive clubs in the world. Every year, thousands of talented artists fight for just a few jobs, and almost all of them get rejected. But here's the secret. This failure isn't random. It's a pattern. It all comes down to a few hidden traps that everyone falls into, but are completely avoidable. And these traps all live in one place, your portfolio. Your portfolio is everything. It's your one shot, your golden ticket. And for 99% of you, it's where the dream dies. So today we're gonna expose every single one of these traps, and I'll show you how to build a portfolio so good they will have to hire you. First, we'll look at why relying on flashy render is one of the fastest ways to get rejected. Then, we'll dive into why sending a generic one-size-fits-all portfolio is killing your chances. Next, we will cover the danger of portfolios that show no story, just random pretty pictures. After that, I will explain why including too much or irrelevant work makes you look like an amateur. And finally, we'll talk about why being a one-trick pony who only draws supercars is a career killer. And at the end, I'll show you exactly how to fix all of this and build a portfolio that actually gets you hired. Let's jump in. The first trap is the illusion of flashy renders. The first trap is the easiest one to fall for. It's the belief that a super flashy, hyper-realistic render can hide the fact that you don't have the basic skills. We've all seen them, gleaming digital cars with insane lighting and perfect reflections. And look, tools like Photoshop, Blender, and even AI make this stuff easier than ever. But here's what actually happens. A recruiter opens your portfolio. They see this amazing render, and for 1 second, they're impressed. But then, their trained eyes immediately scan past all the glass. They look at the core design, the perspective, the proportions, the stance, and they see it. The perspective is a little off. The wheels are imperfect. The basic lines are shaky and buried under paint. This is an instant fail. Using digital tricks to hide weak drawing skills is the most common mistake, and it screams that you haven't done the work. They know that if you can't nail a simple sketch, you can't turn an idea into a real car. It's like a chef trying to hide cheap ingredients with a ton of sauce. A pro can always tell. The best render in the world can save a bad design. And just like that, your portfolio is closed and in the trash. The second trap is the generic masterpiece. The second trap is the one-size-fits-all portfolio. Imagine a designer named Mariah. Mariah has skills. Her sketches are amazing, her ideas are so cool. She sends the exact same portfolio to every company. BMW, known for its precise German design, Kia, which has this crazy opposites united philosophy, and a tiny EV startup that only makes weird city cars. Mariah gets 3 rejection letters. Why? Because her portfolio, while good, was completely generic. It didn't speak to any of those brands. Sending the same portfolio everywhere is a huge mistake. Studios aren't just looking for good designers. They're looking for designers who get them, their brand, their history, their future. A generic portfolio just looks lazy. It shows you didn't do the homework. A recruiter at BMW wants to see your take on their brand, not some random supercar you designed. The team at the EV startup wants to see you think about sustainable materials, not another gas guzzler. When you send a generic portfolio, you're just gambling. And in this industry, that never ever works. The third trap is the portfolio that tells no story. This might be the biggest mistake of them all. Creating a portfolio that's just a gallery of pretty pictures. So many designers think the goal is just to show off a bunch of cool final images. A sketch here, a render there, but this misses the entire point. Studios don't just want to see what you can create, they want to see how you think. They want to see your process. A portfolio with only finished pictures is like watching the last 2 minutes of a movie. You see the ending, but you have no clue how they got there or why it even matters. A winning portfolio tells a story for every single project. It starts with the problem. What was the goal? Who's the car for? Then it shows the messy part, dozens of tiny rough thumbnail sketches. It shows your research and your inspiration. It shows how you developed the idea, how you refined it. And you should even show the ideas that failed and explain why they failed. All of that builds up to the final design. This proves to a recruiter that you can solve a complex problem from start to finish. A portfolio without process is just empty, it's silent, and in car design, silence gets you ghosted. The fourth trap is the kitchen sink. The fourth trap is thinking that more is better. I call this kitchen sink portfolio, where you throw in every single thing you ever designed. I'm talking sketches from high school, every class assignment, and just for fun, a toaster, a chair, and a boat. This is a fatal error for one simple reason. You're always judged by your weakest piece. When a recruiter is flipping through a portfolio with 20 projects, they don't just see the 3 amazing ones. They see the one mediocre project, and it drags down the quality of everything. And including random stuff is just as bad. That toaster might be a cool design, but it dilutes your message. A car company is hiring a car designer. They want to see your passion for cars. Filling your portfolio with other stuff makes you look unfocused, like cars aren't your real passion. The goal isn't to show them everything you've ever done. It's to show them the absolute best of what you can do. Quality over quantity. Period. The fifth trap is the one tricky pony. And the final trap, the portfolio that only shows one kind of a vehicle. For so many young designers, this means a portfolio with nothing but aggressive supercars. I get it, they're fun to draw. But to a recruiter, this is a giant red flag. The car industry is huge. A tiny number of designers work on supercars. The rest are designing the vehicles we actually use: SUVs, electric cars, trucks, and the future of transportation. A portfolio with only sports cars tells them you have a tiny skill set and you're not adaptable. It says you're not interested in design for the real world. A strong portfolio shows your range. It proves you can apply your skills to different kinds of vehicles. Show them an electric sedan. Design a smart interior for a family van. Imagine a futuristic transport pod. By showing a range of projects, you prove you're not just a supercar fan. You're a flexible, adaptable designer who can solve any problem they throw at you. That makes you a much more valuable person to hire. So, how do you avoid these 5 traps and build a portfolio that actually gets you a job? It's not about being a genius, it's about being smart and strategic. First, master the fundamentals. Before you touch any fancy software, fill sketchbooks. Practice your lines, your ellipses, your perspective until you can do them in your sleep. This is non-negotiable. Second, be a design detective. For every single company you apply to, do deep research. Understand their brand, their history, and their future. Then you need to tailor your portfolio. Make at least one project that is just for them. Show them you want to work for them, not just anyone. Third, tell the story. For each project, show them the entire journey: the messy sketches, the research, the development, and the final design. Let them see how your brain works. Finalist, be a ruthless editor. Your portfolio should only have your absolute best A plus work. Get feedback from people in the industry and don't get defensive. If a project isn't incredible, cut it. Your portfolio should be a short album of your greatest hits, not your entire life's work. Building a winning portfolio is a design project in itself. It takes strategy and storytelling. The good news is now that you know the mistakes that cause 99% of people to fail, you can avoid them. You can build a portfolio that is professional, focused, and impossible to ignore. So start today. Look at your own work not as an artist, but as a recruiter. What story is it telling? Is it a story that will get you hired? Now, if you're serious about taking your portfolio to the next level and want my guidance, click on the card above to watch the video with the detailed information about my one-on-one mentoring program. We'll talk about your goals, your design style, and how to make your portfolio truly stand out. If this advice was helpful and you want more secrets to break into the world of car design, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching and go build a portfolio that makes it impossible for them to say no. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!